So it's Sunday, and you guys know exactly what time it is. It's time to talk about the latest chapter of Kagurabachi. Here we are today talking about Kagurabachi Chapter 103, and one of the things I was really looking forward to the most was really diving into this whole entire fight that's currently going on right now, and I pretty much just want to take the time today to just break down this fight and explain like the deeper meanings behind everything that is currently going on right now. So if you guys have any thoughts of your own when it comes to how you guys feel about certain things that happened in this chapter itself, be sure to let me know in the comments, because I mean, whenever a Kagurabachi chapter comes out, man, it's hard not to spend hours and hours and hours talking about it. But trust me, I love this series as much as you guys do. So the chapter starts with a powerful exchange between Chihiro and Yura that immediately sets the tone for me, because when Chihiro declares that the fight will end today and Yura responds with complete confidence, it creates a sense of urgency that carries through the entire chapter. Their words alone tell you exactly where each character stands, and Chihiro is determined to bring things to a close, while Yura sees this as only the start of something far more dangerous. And as soon as both of them activate their abilities, the pace rises sharply. Chihiro calls upon Kuro, while Yura answers with Dragonfly, and the clash between their powers shows how serious this battle has become. What stood out to me is how neither one hesitates. There is no build-up or delay. The confrontation begins at full strength, letting us understand right away that this is a fight with real consequences. Even early on, the chapter shows how overwhelming Yura has become. Chihiro recognizes the scale of Yura's power, and that gives the opening moments weight. When someone as composed as Chihiro acknowledges the danger in front of him, it made me feel the strain he was facing. It is rare to see him speak so plainly about an opponent's strength, and that honesty adds tension to the conflict. These opening pages pulled me in not only because of the action alone, but because of the mood they've created. The atmosphere feels heavy, direct, and decisive, and you could tell that this fight is meant to bring something meaningful to the story. From the very start, the chapter positions the confrontation as something that cannot be postponed or avoided, and that helped me settle into the rest of the chapter with a clear sense of direction. And the chapter spends time explaining what the blade Shinoshi does to Yura, and that part left a strong impression on me. The idea that this blade steals life from others and passes it to the one holding it makes Yura's strength feel unnatural. It is not simply training or skill, it is a power that disrupts the basic limits of the human body, and that makes everything he does feel troubling. Because this blade boosts every part of Yura's body, he moves and reacts with speed and precision that exceeds anything Chihiro has faced so far. The chapter explains this in a way that feels grounded in the story's world, because instead of just saying that he is stronger, it shows how his body is being pushed far past what should be possible. It makes it clear that Yura's growth is coming from a source that shouldn't exist in its current state. And one of the things that adds depth for me was seeing Yura's lack of pain. That detail removes any remaining sense of humanity from him. When someone fights without feeling the damage they take, it changes the entire nature of the battle. It becomes less of a clash between two people and more of a struggle against something that behaves without restraint. That made Yura feel less like a person and more like an extension of the blade itself. And what makes it even more concerning is the fact that Yura has not fully bonded with the blade yet. The chapter makes that point clear, and it raises the stakes dramatically. If he is already this strong through its influence alone, then the completed form of this weapon would be nearly impossible to manage. The realization is what pushed me to understand why stopping him now matters so much for the story. And Samura plays an important part in this chapter, and his actions give the battle a sense of direction. For the moment that he studies Yura's condition, he recognizes that the threat is growing quickly and cannot be allowed to advance any further. That awareness influences every move he makes. He understands that stopping Yura before the connection with the Shinoshi can deepen is not only necessary but urgent, and that perspective guides his approach throughout the chapter. Alongside Samura's actions, Shiba focuses on the broader dangers surrounding the battlefield. While Samura and Chihiro engage directly, Shiba clears the surrounding areas to prevent civilians from being harmed. His decisions show a strong sense of responsibility and remind us of the original purpose of the enchanted blades, to protect lives, not endanger them. And even without standing at the center of the fight, Shiba shapes its direction through careful planning and attention to those at risk. Samura's abilities advance in a meaningful way as the fight intensifies. When he calls upon a more refined form of Tobimone, his techniques become more deliberate, and his resolve to shield others amplifies the strength behind them. His feather barrage and the techniques crow open gaps in Yura's defenses and shift the momentum of the confrontation. These advances are not sudden, they come from the determination he carries to protect those who depend on him. Shiba's preparation supports Samura's growth by changing the terrain of the battle. The aerial ring he constructs prevents Yura from returning to the ground, forcing him to fight under conditions chosen for him rather than by him. This strategy works in harmony with Samura's efforts by limiting Yura's options and slowing the pace at which his power can escalate. Together, Samura and Shiba guide the battle from different angles, one through direct action, the other through instruction and foresight, creating the foundation Chihiro relies on to carry out the final phase of their plan. Suzaku's appearance in this chapter hit me in a way that I didn't expect, because up until that point, the fight felt like it was pushing everyone to their limit. But when Suzaku's flames came into play, everything changed. Instead of working like a simple healing ability, the flames pulled away what didn't belong in Yura's body. Seeing that happen in real time gave the moment a sense of weight that stood out immediately. What made this moment so strong for me was how Yura reacted. He had been moving forward without hesitation, relying on the power he gained from the Shinoshi, and for the first time, he couldn't ignore what was happening to him. The flames didn't just burn around him, they forced him to face the truth of what he had become. That shift felt personal and added something deeper to the entire fight. The way Suzaku works also says a lot about the world of Kagurabachi. These flames don't overpower anyone, they don't dominate the battlefield, they correct what isn't natural, and watching Yura lose the strength he borrowed made me understand just how much he had learned on that power. It wasn't just an attack against him, it was a moment that exposed how far he had strayed from being himself. And when Yura was separated from the Shinoshi, it felt like the real turning point of the fight. All the pressure leading up to that moment finally made sense. Suzaku didn't win the battle on its own, but it created the exact shift that was needed, and that's why this moment stood out so strongly to me. It wasn't loud or dramatic for the sake of it, it was one thing that could bring the fight back into balance. So those are my thoughts on the latest chapter of Kagurabachi. Like I said, there was a lot going on in this chapter, and I really wanted to sit down and break down everything that happened here. And I'm loving everything. I'm loving how everything is structured so far when it comes to this fight. I really love the teamwork. That's one thing like I'm a huge fan of. I love teamwork when it comes to battles of really high stakes. And Hakazono did exactly that with this chapter of Kagurabachi. So I'm very curious to see exactly like what's going to be happening in the next chapter. Like, is Yura going to lose hope? Or is there some sort of trump card in the distance that we don't see yet? But now I want to ask you guys, how do you feel about this chapter of Kagurabachi? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Is there anything in specific that you guys want to say about this chapter that I didn't talk about in this video? Or just something that you want to talk about in general with me? Be sure to let me know all your thoughts, of course, in the comment section down below. And if you guys enjoy this video, as always, be sure to like, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you guys want to follow me on my social media, be sure to check out my X, my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Facebook. All the links to those social media accounts are located in the description below, so be sure to follow me down on there. Also, I believe I happen to have a Discord server. I think I talk about anime on there. Oh yeah, I also talk about manga as well. Wait, what is this video about? Kagurabachi? Do I talk about that on my server? Yeah, I do. So basically what I'm trying to say here, guys, if you guys want to join my community and you guys want to check out my Discord server so we can talk more about this amazing series, be sure to join. The link is listed in the description and it's also pinned in the comment section. So if you guys want easier access that way, be sure to click that link and it will automatically direct you to my Discord server. And be sure to click on that bell for notifications so you guys are notified whenever a new video drops, just like this one on the channel. I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day, whatever the day may be, if it's the daytime, the nighttime, or the evening. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.